So then, this is just about the moment when the adrenaline starts pumping, tensions rise, your palms are getting sweaty. Good job you got gloves on to keep a good grip on the bars. That's Danny Holgado, who'll be taken off from second on the grid. Matteo Bertelli from pole position once again. Mario Aggi from third place. The red flag departs, the lights will come on, they'll go off and we'll be racing once again in the Sachenring. Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup is go once again, and it seems as though everybody cleanly away, but who will get the whole shot down towards turn one? Furisato made a jump for it yesterday, but outbraked himself. He's up the inside once again, but will his nose be cut off a little bit by Danny Holgado? Yes, it is. All cleanly through at the moment on the entry to turn one and out of it once again. So Holgado has the lead from Furisato, and then it's Aggi in third place as we click through the Omega corner in turn three.
Yeah, Holgado once again doing what he did yesterday, getting the whole shot into turn one. Furisato also getting another great start like he did yesterday, but didn't run wide, so he keeps second place until Aggi overtook him, so the number 34 got away well from the front row.
Someone who didn't get a good start though was Bertelli, the pole position man, just down there in fifth place at the moment, still well within touch, extremely early days. He's been overtaken by David Alonso, the number 64 just ahead of him. Uriarte, yesterday's podium finisher, in sixth place just behind him, but looking for a move up the inside there. It's all battle at the front with Aggi. We're going to make amends for what happened yesterday. No real fault of his own doing as they plunge down the waterfall. Ralph Wildman corner for the very first time here today.
Yeah, this is where we're going to see a lot of action into turn 12 left-hander, and there it is, Mario Aggi up the inside, and following him through is Taio Furisato. So Holgado goes from P1 to P3 in just one corner, but is he going to fight back straight away? I think he is at the final corner, up the inside of Taio Furisato. Nicely done there from Holgado, but it's Mario Aggi who leads on lap one, heading on to lap two.
That is excellent stuff from the Indonesian rider. I wonder what Holgado will be thinking there, as I think we just saw David Munoz and Taio Furisato get their handlebars slightly tangled up. Boisri looking exciting round the outside there. They're five abreast into turn one. Bertelli looked up the inside into P3, but then Munoz just completely hoodwinked him there. Just so sneaky that was from the Spanish rider, ending up in P2. He's now behind Holgado once again. I'm not really sure what just happened, Elliot. So much went on in a singular corner.
We saw it in Moto 3, well, in all classes today, but especially Moto 3. With so many people going into turn one, it really sucks you in, especially when there's like 5, 6 abreast. Anything can happen, and David Munoz was up to second, just cruised at the inside, said thank you very much, boys, and yet he's now chasing Holgado.
Danny Holgado will be used to fighting the likes of Mario Aggi in the Junior World Championship, same with David Munoz, but you must be thinking, who's this Furisato kid? Where's he come from? I'll tell you where he's come from. He's got 5 victories to his name this year, 4 in Asia Talent Cup, 1 in Rookies Cup already. He needs no more introduction. He's here, ready to take the fight to just about everybody. There it is, the front quartet. David Munoz leads, Danny Holgado, Mario Aggi, Taio Furisato, and Tactical Boisri moves into second place. The Thai rider, who was absolutely blaring out some Thai rap music from his hotel room a couple doors down last night, motivated, ready for the race today. He's up in the second place now.
And that was Uriarte, I think, going up inside. This was in number 89. There's about 5 abreast into turn 12, but again, like I said, we're going to see so much action down the hill, especially in the closing stages, but throughout the race. So yeah, there we go, across the line. Boisri sets the fastest lap race, only just from that man there, David Munoz, as we head into turn one again.
Whoa, what about you? Tactical Boisri is looking for a Furisato, just says, I'm outbreak myself, you're going to have to make way, Holgado, or I'm going to clutter into your knee. He needs no second invitation. What about this though from the Thai rider though, Elliot? He finished 10th position yesterday in the race. He was near enough in that leading group, but fell back right towards the end. I'm not really sure what happened to him. Maybe he got bumped wide a fair bit, but look at this, second place, fastest lap of the race, a 1 minute 30 lap time.
Yeah, very good from the number 5. Yesterday was his 3rd top 10 in a row, so he's been consistent as Boisri. Not as consistent at the front in second place, but 3 top 10s in a row is definitely nothing to be sniffed at, especially in such a competitive class. So yeah, this is really, really good. And is he going to make a move up the hill? Not quite this time. Furisato is right on his rear wheel. He's just got a little bit of a gap, but I'm sure that's going to close up as they plunge down the hill once again.
Well, a couple of names we're not mentioned so far. Who we got? Batelli in 7th place. Ortela joins the fight in 8th. Moreira in 9th. And yesterday's race winner, David Alonso, down there in 10th. But still, long way to go yet. Very much in this very large leading group. All safely through and not exceeding track limits there. I think I can see David Alonso just off the back of this group here before a little bit of breathing space. Down to P11 in Daniel Munoz. And Somogorda there, the Hungarian, in 12th place too. So across the line we come. 16 laps to go now. Munoz from Wasri, from Furisato, but who will take the lead into the corner? Who's going to be last late breakers? It is, well, Batelli's the very last of the late breakers, certainly, isn't he? Blew it wide there. Is it Furisato who's gone into the lead, or is it Wasri? I think it's Furisato.
Yeah, the classic turn 1 manoeuvre with nice onboard shot there of Furisato taking the lead. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Matt. He overtakes David Munoz. So you form a cup standings leader. It's demoted to second. Who was that getting a bit out of shape on the exit of the corner?
Batelli, it could have been, or Holgado, not quite sure. But hey, I pointed him out into 10th place last time around. Alonso's moved up to 9th. He set the fastest lap of the race last time around. Also a 1 minute 29 lap time. Yesterday's best race lap. Where did that come from? That was a 1:29.5 from Marcos Uriarte. So we're pretty much on that pace, or getting towards it, but the conditions are slightly different, as we mentioned earlier on.
Yeah, they are different, and the top 12 are cut by 1.3 seconds, and there's a 1.1 second gap back to 13th place, Lanetta. So the top 12 are just starting to break clear, but Lanetta's not too far behind, so if they keep squabbling like they are going to do, as David Munoz goes up the inside of Boazri, a nice move there into turn 12. But yeah, if they keep scrapping, then that's going to close up. You can probably see them just coming into the picture. Yes, there they are. So they're not out of the fight just yet.
Yeah, this could be a huge freight train to well outside of the points before we know it. But do I see a few bike lengths gap for Furisato and Boazri just behind him then? These guys can't let him get away, the Japanese rider, because he can. Oh, we got a rider in the background, I can see. Down in the background, I can see at the final corner, but up and walking away. We'll find out who that is shortly. I don't think it was a marshal with a helmet on. But let's see. We'll find out very, very shortly, won't we? So Furisato from Boazri. Ah, there it is. Who's down? Is that... It's not, it's Freddie Heinrich, the German rider who's down, oh dearie me. So, well, he was up and walking away, but needs a few moments to gather his thoughts, and perhaps a little bit winded as well. So we wish him well, Freddie Heinrich. Be back out after the summer break.
Yeah, second crash of the weekend for Freddie in the races, so fingers crossed he's not too badly injured, maybe just a bit winded or something like that, but good to see him back on his feet, and yeah, we hope for the best that it's not too serious. Incidentally, Matt, 17th place Filippo Farioli set the fastest lap of the race on the last lap. He finished 7th yesterday, which was his best result of the season, so he's coming into good form. And you can see there, I think the guys behind are just starting to bridge that gap to the top 12. Yes, it's come down to 0.8 seconds, so we're bunching up nicely here with 50, well, just over 14 laps to go.
We say bunching up nicely because it makes the racing more entertaining, but if you're out front and got podium aspirations, it's probably not a good thing if these guys are all bunching up now. So we have Ivan Ortolo and the number 24 joining this now podium fight as well. Mario Agi's been pushed back to just inside the top 10. He's just ahead of who we're on board with right now, David Alonso. There is Agi ahead of us. We're in the slipstream. Are we going to be out breaking him? They've got a bit of a breathing space between themselves and the guys out front there. And that's pretty interesting. So, yeah, we got Furisato versus Boazri, who's just another fastest lap with a bit of breathing space out front, Elliot.
Yeah, 0.4 seconds. So if it starts to creep up more and more and gets towards the 1 second mark, then we could see the two guys breaking away. But it looks like already in the first sector, Holgado has really reeled them in. So, yeah.
Well, it looks like Holgado, well, he's certainly in form of his life this year, isn't he? 4 victories out of 5 times of asking in the Moto3 Junior World Championship. A couple of victories to boot in the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup as well. Well, a singular one actually back in Jerez, but a podium as well with that one too. So Holgado certainly in good form. He can battle it with the best of them, run away with a victory, battle it all the way to the line. He's not afraid to get his elbows out, with also some Moto3 senior, in inverted commas, World Championship experience over the last couple of races as well.
Yeah, that'll do him good. I think it was CRP Green Power, wasn't it, in the circuit to Barcelona, Catalunya filled in. Yeah, incidentally, he's 18 points now behind cup leader David Alonso, so Holgado could really do with at least beating Alonso. He's 12 behind David Munoz in second place, so he's not seen the podium, Daniel Holgado, in the last 3 races, so he'll be really, really hungry to return to the step.
Yeah, absolutely, he certainly will. As they come across the line once again then, a 1:29.4 from Furisato, but a 1:29.2 from Holgado. That is quicker, I think. Is it not quicker than what we had yesterday, or is it a 1:28? It is quicker than what we had yesterday. So then the pace is red hot here at the Sachenring. Fortunately, unlike the air temperature, but the humidity makes up for that amount. But here we are then, Guazri catching up on the back of Furisato once again as well. The tyre rider just having a sensational race. Whatever happens here on in for his result here today, I think he can hold his head very, very high going into the summer break, can't he? Because of course this is actually halfway through the 2021 season as well.
Yeah, it is. After this race, we've only got 6 races left. So yeah, we're getting down to the front end of the season. Every point matters throughout the season, but towards the business end of the season, it really does. And talking of points, we've got David Alonso, the cup standing leader, down in 11th place at the minute. Wow, 1.9 seconds off the number 72 at the front. So there's work to do for David Alonso.
Yeah, that's quite a puzzling one. I suppose everybody else has done their homework overnight as they come down the waterfall once again in towards turn 12. Guazri gets overtaken by Danny Holgado once again, nerfs him out the way, does the Spaniard, and then he sets his eyes locked on to Tayo Furisato, but David Munoz on the hunt just behind him as well. Even Ortola on the chase too, and Vitelli still well in touch for a potential podium finish.
Yeah, it really is. Just coming across the line there, 12 laps to go. Alonso now overtaking Agi into 10th place. So, yeah, and Mario Agi, of course, starting on the front row, so those two have got a bit of work to do. Diogo Moreira in there, Marcus Riarte, Holcit to Marco Vitelli, all in this group behind the leader there, Tayo Furisato, and it's bunched up again. We thought, Matt, that they might be starting to break clear. We mentioned what we're looking at. I think it's just going to be a nice slow-mo shot of them coming around turn 10, down the hill into turn 11. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, just tucked in as much as you like from Tachikor Guazri there, the tyre rider. Relatively small pocket rocket, not quite so much as our Colombian friend David Alonso. As Furisato, did he make a mistake there or let Danny Holgado through? He thought, you can have a go on the front, chap, and we can try and move away from it. But he moves up the inside once again. I wonder, what's he playing at? What's his strategy here? As we see David Munoz moves up the inside of Guazri once again too. So, a Spanish rider leads from a Japanese rider, another Spaniard, and then a Thai rider. Such is the variety of nationalities in the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup. Down turn 11, in towards turn 12 we come once again. Who is going to make a move up the inside? David Munoz doesn't need a second invitation, but Furisato goes to the lead once again.
Yeah, Furisato is out the seat. I think I caught him just having a little bit at the moment, and that allowed Holgado to just dive at the inside, but it's not phasing. The number 72 straight back into the lead, half a lap later down the hill into turn 12 as we cross the line for 11 laps to go.
He's such a cool, calm customer, is Tayo Furisato. Just such an easy aura about him as well. And yeah, he's sharing our hotel as well. So supposedly, I guess he will have either had to ask for a fan or he's been short of sleep as well over the last couple of nights. Bless his soul. But here we are then, as the Marcus Uriarte's been shoved back as well. Daniel Munoz is in this battle as well for the lead, technically. So he's having a good run out of it after crashing out yesterday. I think it was his fault yesterday that a couple of riders went down, wasn't it, young Daniel Munoz? It was not his fault. What a crash that happened back in the Junior World Championship a week ago. Would like to stress that one once again. And Furisato, another movement there. So maybe that wasn't exactly the same place, I'm pretty sure it was. So he's not doing something right at that part of the track, but this time he's not actually lost a place.
No, he's obviously pushing hard, isn't he, Matt?
Bartolome Perrin, owner of the most spectacular jump start we've ever seen in racing history, has found himself with a track limits warning, unfortunately, but we need to be careful here on in. Whereabouts is he on the timing screens at the moment? Down in 23rd place, just battling with Cormac Buchanan, the New Zealander.
Yeah, just needs to be careful. We've seen it a lot in especially the lower classes, but even more so on the Grand Prix stage in Moto2 and MotoGP. Track limits are a thing now. If you touch that green too many times, you see on the exit of the corners, just like there, then you're going to get a long lap penalty from race direction. So yeah, the riders need to be careful. Is that a bit of a gap I'm seeing between Ortola and Guazri?
Yeah, well, I think it might be the telephoto lens giving us a bit of an illusion there as David Alonso looks to make a move up the inside, make some steady progress with 10 laps to go or so now. But Furisato, a couple of bike lengths lead. He's got to be careful not to make another mistake down on the run down from turn 5, I suppose. We're at turn 3 now. There's David Alonso, Daniel Munoz there. We're battling with Mario Aggi just up the inside at the Omega curve. And yeah, all safely through there. So there is David Alonso, 7th place, just behind Bertelli. We're looking ahead at him right now. The Italian, fairly tall actually, isn't he? The Italian rider there. And a couple of these guys are getting a little bit big for these Moto3 machines.
Yeah, proper hangs off the machine, doesn't he? It's spectacular to watch the riders who are a little bit taller hang off. That man there, Ivan Ortola, only just moved up to the Junior World Championship from European Talent Cup, and let me tell you, on the European Talent Cup bike, which are a little bit smaller than these bikes, he really dwarfed it.
Did he make it look like a mini moto?
Yeah, he did. He really did.
There we are then. So we're looking back at him now, the lanky Ivan Ortola, the number 24 there, in 4th place previously, now moving up to 3rd, just behind Danny Holgado. Now as Furisato looking behind and going, well, are you guys going to give me a bit of a battle here? Come on. As Munoz moves up the inside into turn 13. That was very neatly done. Inspired by Marc Marquez, I suppose, at the inside of Aleix Espargaro earlier. No more spoilers of MotoGP, please. So that time around then, Matteo Bertelli, fastest lap of the race. We're getting towards the 128s now with these riders. Bertelli looking to move up the inside. So close to hitting the rear wheel of David Munoz there, but keeps it neat and tidy. Fortunately, no rubbing elbows or rear tyres.
Yeah, thankfully no such dramas like we saw yesterday and earlier on today in the Moto3 class at turn 1. I've got a feeling we're gonna get plenty more action down into turn 1, especially turn 12 in this race with just over 8 laps to go. But yeah, Furisato looking behind him, I'm not sure why. He's in the race lead, get your head down. He's probably, well, he might not be, but he is definitely, probably should be aware that there are a lot of riders chasing him down. If he gets his head down, he's got 3/10 gap to 2nd place Holgado, so he's not quite out of the slipstream yet, but he's getting there, and if he can break that half-second barrier, he might be able to pull away.
Yeah, he's definitely capable of doing that. That's how he's won a few races in the Asia Talent Cup so far this year, and I mean, look at the versatility of this fella. I mean, that's on a completely different motorcycle as well. He's just taken to this KTM like an absolute duck to water. Even Ortola tries to move up the inside. He does nerve Matteo Bertelli out the way slightly. Oh, who's that gone down? Who is it? Is it? Okay, is it Furisato? It is! Oh. Disaster! Oh no! Tayo's gone down at turn 12. Shades of almost Casey Stoner back in 2012 as well. Oh, goodness me. What a shame that is for the rookie. But what another weekend he's had once again. We'll need a replay of that to see what happened. But meanwhile, it's Ortola into the lead. Or is it? Holgado moves a bit wide there. Who will get them on the cut back towards turn 2? And look at that. Yesterday's winner, Alonso, moves up into 3rd place now as well.
Tayo Furisato is distraught, and understandably so. Let's see what happened then on the exit.
Oh, it's a huge high side for him. He got very throttle happy there, didn't he, on the exit? A little bit wide, a bit too much gas, and look at the dark line he left. I thought a couple of the guys had a moment themselves, but no, they were taking avoiding action. Good grief. Well, he was very fortunate to be getting up and walking away from that one relatively unscathed then. So Tayo, well, once the anguish dissipates over the next couple of days, you'd hope he can look back at this and say, hey, well, I've made a great couple of debuts in the class now. I can come back and hit them properly in the second half of the season.
Absolutely, for sure. He needs to take away from this the positives. He's been leading the race, he led the race yesterday as well. He's got very little experience in Europe, especially on the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup bikes. Another fantastic weekend, and crashing is part of the sport. It's a learning curve. I'm sure he'll be back bigger and stronger than ever at the next race.
Yeah, I think, well, whilst that might scupper any potential championship hopes he would have had at this stage in the game with halfway through the season with yesterday's DNF as well, at least he can take some confidence thinking, well, if I come back next year, I'm going to have you all. So then, as we look at the riders coming down the start and finish straight, dreadfully close to the grass there on the inside of the circuit, it looks like David Alonso was moving up to the inside, but no, it's Ivan Ortola and Danny Holgado who need no second invitation as well. Down in towards turn 2, Alonso fights back and regains that 2nd place behind Holgado. Well, he's well back in the fight again then, isn't he? As, I just saw Moreira move down the timing screens towards 10th place there. He's been shuffled back. He's still on the bike, just behind Mario Aggi there.
Yeah, we've got a lead group of 10 according to our time screens, 0.8 over the line from Agi in 10th to Ortoli in first. Obviously, Ortoli's now slipped back to third. It's Daniel Holgado from David Alonso. This is crucial for the championship, by the way. We just saw them on the screens there. Holgado, like I mentioned earlier, is 34 points back as well before the race started, as we see Alonso now take the lead.
Yeah, that was a pretty neat move, wasn't it, ahead of Holgado. This is just sensational racing from David Alonso. You called it, Elliot. Could he be the first rider at the Sachenring in the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup to take a double victory since Jake Gagne back in 2010? That would be seriously impressive as well. A long time coming, 11 years. How about that for riders getting squeezed out in towards turn 12? And fair enough, they're managing to make those kind of moves without exceeding track limits too. David Munoz at the inside of Holgado once again into turn 13. Who's got him on the cutback? Ortela tries to climb up the hill. They got Brasry still in the fight as well. Shout out to the Thai rider, motivated by Thai Rap. Absolutely love it. He's my pick for the win here today.
I think there's about 10 or 12 riders who are going to want to disagree with you there, Matt. But Uriarte is leading the race for the first time today, if I'm not mistaken. Yesterday's second place finish, so that was his best result of the season, and of course he's aiming to go one better and win.
This was around about the time yesterday that we saw him come towards the front as well. Previous to that, he was just biding his time, watching all the action and the chaos ensue in front of him, fighting his way forward. And then actually, for quite a few laps, a few riders even had an answer for him. And then it was only at the end that you saw Munoz and David Alonso really come through to give him some hassle. Very impressive. Yeah,
very impressive yesterday from a lot of the riders. But yeah, especially the podium men, David Alonso, Marcus Uriarte and David Munoz. We're just looking at David Munoz from Alonso by the top two in the cup standings, remember, locked together in race 2 with 5.5 laps to go. That was really lent over there from the number 64. Did it cost him time? I think it did, as David Alonso slices up the inside of Uriarte into turn 10 as we
are they about
down the hill again.
3 abreast through the Ralph Alban corner there almost. We've got Moreira just exceeding track limits there on the exit. I don't think he had much choice. And Uriarte going very wide in towards turn 12. Easy on the throttle there. You've had a big case of what can happen if you give it too much at that particular corner. And Brasry, a real beneficiary of the chaos ensuing there. He slotted very easily into 5th place there, has the number 5. As they come across the line once again, it's going to be Uriarte from Alonso. Will they be pretty much neck and neck? Munoz just behind them, and then Ivan Ortela and Tachiko and Brasry neck and neck, breaking it down into turn 1. Alonso maintains the lead, and Bertelli, he loves a late braking move into there, doesn't he?
He really does. Uriarte was so late on the break down into turn 12. I thought he was heading into the car park, but he got it stopped, got it round the outside and took the lead. He's lost it again to David Alonso down the home straight. But with 5 laps to go, that it's getting really, really tasty now.
I think if you take it too wide at turn 12, you actually end up on the old part of the circuit in the Sachenring before they revamped this one in the early 2000s, I think it was. So, blimey, yeah, you can go say hello to some of the fans who are waiting outside to say hello to all the riders. That was brilliant stuff. So, Alonso's got a little bit of breathing space, but for how long? Uriarte on the chase with Munoz. So we're now looking at, basically, the podium finish from yesterday in positions 1, 2 and 3. Bertelli's still there in 4th. He's still on with 5 laps to go. I'd love to see him get a debut podium of the year from that pole position. That would be sensational stuff from a rider who's made such great improvement throughout the year. Started it off, of course, with a DNF. What heartbreak that was back in Portimao.
Yeah, plenty's going to change in the last 4 laps here, Matt. Holgado is down in 6th place after being at the front for so long, so he's got work to do. There's a few riders win wire. That was Daniel Munoz and Mario Agi. I'm not sure if Brasry did as well, but like we said before, we've got to keep an eye on the track limits. I'm sure we're going to get flashes up soon, because we've seen a few riders now dip into the green on a couple of occasions. But it's David Alonso, your standing leader, who leads with 4 laps to go. David Munoz just behind him.
Well, as no major crazy overtaking moves into turn 1 with 4 laps to go, then we're just getting a look there at Daniel Munoz in 8th place. Tachiko Brasry just in 7th, ahead of him there as they cross the line that time around. I mean, any of these guys are still potentially in it, but I tell you what, David Alonso looking a lot more comfortable there in front at the moment, just looking very calm and steady. He's a very cool customer, isn't he, when it comes to Rookies Cup? Could be a real shout for the championship. But David Munoz, well, first and second in the cup standings, battling it out for first position. What more could you ask for halfway through the season here? Holgado the leader of the Junior World Championship. There he is, the number 96. He's got something to say about it. I mean, who was the last rider to take a Junior World Championship and a Red Bull Rookies Cup Championship win in the same year? I'm not quite sure. I probably should know that, but in the heat of the moment, the statistics evade me. There is the pole position man, the number 28 of Patelli. As we come down the hill once again towards turn 12, are we going to see any moves? Yes, we are. We're going to see Patelli trying to go up the inside of Holgado, who inadvertently went upside the inside Uriarte.
It's been a good lap for Holgado. We mentioned that he was down in 6th place. He's now up to 3rd, and he's got the top 2 in the standings well within his sight now. He needs to beat them to claw back some advantage that he lost yesterday by finishing 4th place. And there's not long to go, 3 laps to go. Patelli sets the fastest lap race, just as Holgado did in front of him. Patelli slightly quicker as David Munoz. No, he's not going to quite go for the move. Patelli is though.
Well, he tries it.
Concertina affected to turn 1.
He just loves that inside line there. So deep on the brakes goes the Italian. But this is it. As you point out, this is actually a pretty crucial race for Holgado if he's still got those championship aspirations, which he certainly does. As you mentioned, 18 points off the lead. He keeps the lead in the Junior World Championship as well. There's a lot of bragging rights and, well, some significant potential career direction on the line here for Holgado as well as we get to the real crunch time part of the season. But one of his main rivals, David Alonso, just looking so calm and collected. I hope I don't give him a commentator's curse here. And this looks like, Elliot, we have a battle of 6 riders for the win now. They've broken the gap to the riders behind them. Brasby in 7th place.
Yeah, 1.7 seconds down is Brasby on Ivan Ortoda at the back of the group. So yeah, it looks like it's the top 6 fighting out for them with just over 2 laps to go. Yeah, like you say, Matt, David Alonso is looking comfortable. He was down in 11th place at the half race distance. He slowly picked his way through. And yeah, he's really looking strong, but David Munoz is right on his coattails, and you can bet with 2 laps to go that something is going to change.
Yeah, he's quite an excitable young fella, is David Munoz, isn't he? You can see when he takes a victory at a podium, he's so animated as soon as he comes across the line. How much would he love to have a bit of bragging rights over his title competitor here? Then they're all in the slipstream once again. It's really in crunch time on this penultimate lap. Is Munoz going to try and move at the inside? Patelli's going to go for 3rd, as he always does. Holgado takes such a long, wide, sweeping line into turn 1. Really leaves himself vulnerable to attack from the riders behind there, but he still maintains that 3rd position.
Yeah, I think turn 1's one of them corners where you can take a few different lines and still carry the same speed. But yeah, you won't want to be opening the door too much because Patelli, Uriarte and Ortoda behind him are going to snatch that up if he leaves the door open.
Well, I'll tell you what, Patelli's not exactly in the championship fight, is he? So he's down in 8th place with 50 points to his name. All he wants is that first podium, so he's definitely open to making a fairly audacious move for that podium position on Holgado, and he's the prime target right ahead of him. He's locked on as we climb up the hill once again. Turns 9, turns 10, and then we drop down once again through turn 11. The ultra fast right-hander there. They switch it over, shift their body weight. Who's going to be making a daring overtaking move? Do I see some light rain flags on the LED boards there? Yes, I do. And it's Holgado moving up into 2nd place now.
Right then, 1 corner to go, and on last lap, who's that? I think it's Patelli running wide onto the green. Has that cost him a chance of victory as Holgado is now the race leader? What
a move that was in towards the final corner. What happened to Alonso there? Did he just want Holgado to lead going across the line? Because he was so wide there. He pulls out the slipstream once again. 1 lap to go here. And they're rubbing fairings on the grass nearly. That was incredibly tight indeed. Munoz, oh, they're all down. They're all down. It's absolute drama in turn 1. Oh my goodness me. I've never seen anything like it. The entire lead group is out of the race. Who's in the... It's not because Patelli from pole position. He's in the lead now. He was drama-free, safely through. You can do it, Sunshine. From pole position, he's got a near 2-second lead or so over these guys. It's his for the taking, Elliot. Unbelievable.
I am absolutely speechless. We've never seen anything like that. The whole group, the whole front group, apart from the number 28, your pole sitter, Patelli, crashed out. We said turn 1. It really sucks you in when there's like 5 riders abreast, and it's costly.
That is so shocking. That is just absolutely extraordinary stuff as we are now on the rundown in the final sector. Batelli, you've got 2 corners to go, and you're a Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup winner. How extraordinary is that? Absolutely love to see the good guys get a great result as well, of course. Heartache for the 5 of that leading group, but fortunately it looked like they're all up and okay. Goodness me. Well, Batelli, he comes round the corner. He takes victory here in the Rookies Cup for the first time. He can barely believe it. And who's going to get second? It's Daniel Munoz, and Diogo Moreira comes through to take the podium finish. Boisry in 4th and Detweiler in 5th. Brilliant stuff from the Swiss rider.